If you're not quite sure what push-pull legs is and why it works so well for building muscle, we'll start by going over that now. Push-pull legs is just a simple way to set up your training in an efficient way. You break down the training into the following muscle groups. Push days for the chest, shoulders, and triceps, pull days for the upper back, lats, and biceps, and of course leg days for the quads, hamstrings, glutes, and yes, it is possible to grow your calves even if you say you've been training for a long time, it is possible to grow them, just saying. I also like to add rear delts to the push day and traps to the pull day, but I've used the opposite variation as well, and it works perfectly fine too. As you can see, it's really easy to figure out what exercises should be done each day. Here's the main reason why I think push-pull legs work so well for muscle mass. It allows for better recovery as you don't have any overlap between muscle groups. This basically means you do your push day, you're doing your upper body, pressing movements, you're doing shoulders, triceps, chest, etc. And then on the next day, you're gonna be doing pulling exercises. So you're working your upper back, your lats, your biceps, your rear delts, your traps, whatever it is. And then on the next day, you're working legs. So between those 3 days right there, you're automatically going from push, pull, legs, and there's not a lot of overlap between those. You're not gonna be doing deadlifts on one day and then squats on the next day and get super beat up. Your squats obviously aren't gonna go very well. There's a lot of wiggle room to set up your training program in a way that will allow you to build a lot of muscle, but also manage your recovery. It's also super easy to program. For this, all you have to do is pick 1 to 2 exercises for each movement, push close to failure in the 8 to 12 rep range, add weight over time, and that's basically it. Keep pushing for rep PRs until you literally can't progress on an exercise multiple times in a row. And the final reason is that it's great for all levels of fitness. As I mentioned before, no matter who you are, using a push-pull leg split just works. Basically, by splitting up your muscle groups into different days, you can train them more frequently. The standard bro split requires you to train more often throughout the week for different muscles. Here's what a normal bro split looks like. Monday chest, Tuesday back, Wednesday shoulders, Thursday legs, and Friday arms. While this is the main split shown in magazines all the time for professional bodybuilders, it's not very efficient whatsoever. The more you can train and recover from, the more you'll grow and get stronger. Training each muscle group once per week isn't a good use of time, and you definitely don't need an arm day at all. Instead, you can break those 5 workouts into 3 by pairing the muscle groups that contribute while pushing, pulling, or legging. I'm sure you know what I mean. You throw your chest, shoulders, and triceps together one day, you train your upper back, lats, and biceps another day, and finally legs get their own day like normal. By doing this, you can train 3 or 4 days per week to give yourself more recovery, and I always recommend setting up 6 different workouts and rotating through them every 2 weeks or so. As you can see, it's easy to set up, recover from, and make progress on. Definitely try it if you haven't because it just works, honestly. If you have any questions about this split, drop them in the comments below and make sure to like the video as well if you found it helpful. I'll go over how to set up your own push-pull leg split for mass in my next video, so make sure to stay tuned for that. However, if you want to see the written version, I'll put the link to that in my description box as well, so you can check it out now. I also recommend you check out my other videos here so you can get started and build more muscle. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll talk to you all next time.